going to show you guys how to make this super cute crocheted magnet shark because it's Shark Week, and why not? We're going to need just a little bit of stuffing, a gray, a white, and a black yarn. I'm using DORSAL for this. I'm also using a 4mm hook in the video so you can see what I'm doing. You still can, it'll be maybe a little bit bigger, but I made this size here. This is not finished, obviously, but it's just the front of it. This was made with a 2mm hook. So if you want it smaller, use a smaller hook. So whatever you want to do. Okay, and then we'll need 1 or 2 magnets depending on the strength of your magnets. I think I'm gonna do 2 because I think it'll be more sturdy that way because these are a little bit smaller. And I'll link everything below in the description as well. And then a tapestry needle, scissors, and hot glue gun. All right, we'll start with gray. Start with a slip knot. Also, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. That helps me in the long run to know what kind of stuff people are vibing with. And also check the description below for details for materials, quick stitch tutorials, if you need refreshers on any of the stitches used, and other tutorials in general. Yeah, so just check it out. But yeah, let's get started. So start with a slip knot, and then we'll chain 30. All right, we did our chain of 30, and then into the second chain from our hook, we'll single crochet. So insert, grab a yarn, pull it through, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through both loops. And then we'll single crochet into the next 2 stitches. And then we'll half double crochet into the next 2 stitches. So yarn over, insert, grab a yarn, pull it through, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. And we'll do that one more time. And then we will double crochet into the next 2. So yarn over, insert, grab a yarn, pull it through, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Do that one more time. Yarn over, pull through. Oh, sorry, I'm getting caught. There we go. And then we'll treble crochet into the next 3 stitches. So yarn over twice. I like to hold my yarn just to keep it so I don't lose it as I go. Insert, grab your yarn, pull it through, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, and we'll do that 2 more times. Pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Yarn over twice. Pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Okay, and now we're going to do a treble crochet 2 together. So I'll show you how to do that. Basically, a decrease is what we're doing. And that's just to help shape the shark the way we want. So yarn over twice, insert, grab your yarn, pull it through, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. Instead of completing the last step of this stitch, we'll yarn over twice and insert into the next stitch, grab yarn, pull it through, 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 loops on your hook, and then yarn over, pull through all 3. So basically before completing the last step of the first stitch, that's when you'll start the next one, basically. So it's kind of a rule for decreasing any stitch. And then we will treble crochet into the next 2 stitches. So just like we did before, just a regular treble crochet, yarn over twice, insert, grab a yarn, pull it through, 4 loops on your hook, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Then we'll do that one more time. And then we'll do another treble crochet 2 together, just like we did over here. So yarn over twice, insert into the next stitch, grab your yarn, pull it through, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Instead of completing, we'll start the next one. So yarn over twice, insert into the next stitch, grab your yarn, pull it through, 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. And then we'll treble crochet into the next 2 stitches. So just regular treble crochets. Pull through 2, and pull through 2. One more, yarn over twice. Pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. And then we'll double crochet into the next 3 stitches. So yarn over, insert, grab yarn, pull it through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. 2 more times, yarn over once, insert, grab yarn, pull it through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. One more. And then we'll do a half double crochet 2 together. So kind of similar to the treble crochet 2 together as far as like before completing the stitch, we'll start the next one. So we'll yarn over, insert, grab your yarn, pull it through. Instead of completing the last step by yarning over and pulling through all 3, we'll yarn over again, insert into the next stitch, grab your yarn, pull it through. You should have 5 loops on your hook, and then yarn over, pull through all 5 loops. Sorry, I'm getting caught. There we go. And then we'll half double crochet into the next 3. So just regular half double crochets. So yarn over, insert, grab your yarn, pull it through, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. And then 2 more, yarn over, insert, grab yarn, pull it through, yarn over, pull through all 3. And then 1 more. And then we will single crochet into the last 3. And then chain 1 and turn. And then we'll single crochet into the first 3 stitches. And then we'll half double crochet into the next 2 stitches. So yarn over, insert, grab your yarn, pull it through, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. 1 more. And then we'll double crochet into the next 2. So yarn over, insert, grab your yarn, pull it through, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And 1 more. And then we will double crochet 2 together over the next 2 stitches. So yarn over, insert, grab your yarn, pull it through, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. Instead of completing the last step of this double crochet, we'll start the next one. So yarn over once, insert, grab your yarn, pull it through, should have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. You should have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. That's a double crochet 2 together. And then we will double crochet into the next 4 stitches. And then we'll do another double crochet 2 together. So yarn over, insert, grab your yarn, pull it through, yarn over, pull through 2. Instead of completing, we'll yarn over, insert into the next stitch, grab your yarn, pull it through, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. And then we'll double crochet into the next 5 stitches. And then we'll half double crochet into the next stitch. So yarn over, insert, grab your yarn, pull it through, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. And then over the next 2 stitches, we'll single crochet 2 together. So we're doing a decrease. Insert, grab your yarn, pull it through. Instead of completing the last step, we're just going to insert into the next stitch, grab your yarn, pull it through. You should have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. And then we'll single crochet into the next stitch. And then into the last 2 stitches, we'll single crochet 2 together again. So insert, grab your yarn, pull it through. Instead of completing, we'll insert into the last stitch, which is always a little bit harder to get into. Erg. Sometimes you gotta kind of pull your stitches apart. Anyone else hate working into that last stitch? Sometimes. There we go. There it is. Okay. Tighten my yarn a little bit. Okay. And then yarn over, through, and then 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 3, and chain 1 and turn onto row 3. we will single crochet 2 together over the first 2 stitches. Just like we did before. And then into the next stitch, we'll single crochet. Into the next stitch, we will half double crochet. Insert 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. And then into the next stitch, we'll do 2 double crochets. So both of those into the same stitch. Yarn over, pull through 2 and pull through 2. And then 1 more. And then into the next 4 stitches, we'll treble crochet. So yarn over twice, insert, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Four. And then we will double crochet into the next 2 stitches. Yarn over once, insert, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. And then into the next stitch, we will half double crochet. Into the next stitch, we will single crochet. Into the next stitch, we will half double crochet. Into the next 3 stitches, we will double crochet. Into the next 2 stitches, we will half double crochet. And then into the last 3 stitches, we will single crochet. 1, 2, 3. And then now we will chain 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we'll slip stitch into the second chain from our hook. So yarn over, pull through, and then just pull through everything. And then we will single crochet into the next 3 chains. So 1, 2, and 3, and then we will half double crochet into the next chain, and then we'll double crochet into that last chain. And then we're just going to slip stitch into the top corner here where we started. So where our tail end is coming out of, we will slip stitch into that stitch. So just insert, grab a yarn, pull it through everything. and then we can fasten off here. Now we're going to switch to the white. And we'll start with a slip knot. And we're going to insert to the end of this tail here, but we're going to work the bottom here. So insert, so how we're looking at it now with like the tails up here, we're going to insert basically from back to front in this corner, just like so. So right in there. So insert, pull through, chain 1 to secure. Okay, now we're going to single crochet into the next 7 stitches, and keep in mind the first few are going to be a chain, like that chain that we made. That's what you're going to be working into, and then it'll switch to regular stitches. And then we'll half double crochet into the next 3. And then we'll double crochet into the next 4. And then we'll treble crochet into the next 2. And then we'll double crochet into the next stitch. And then we'll half double crochet into the next 2 stitches. And then we'll single crochet into the next stitch. And then into the next stitch, we'll do 2 single crochets. So 2 into 1 stitch. And then we will single crochet into the next 3 stitches. And then we'll single crochet 2 together over the next 2 stitches. And then we'll slip stitch into that last stitch. Then chain 1 and turn. And then we'll skip that first stitch, so that slip stitch that we did, we're going to skip that. And then we'll single crochet, oops, into the next 2. So skipping that first stitch, and then single crochet into the next 2. And then into the next stitch, we'll half double crochet. Into the next stitch, we'll do 2 double crochets. So into that same stitch, 2 double crochets. 1, and then into the same stitch, 2, and then into the next stitch we'll do 1 double crochet, and then we'll treble crochet into the next 6 stitches. Into the next 3 stitches, we'll double crochet, into the next 2 stitches, we'll half double crochet, and then we'll single crochet into the next 8 stitches. And then into the last 2 stitches, we'll slip stitch. And then fasten off. And then repeat the exact same thing for body. So make a second body. So what we just did, do that one more time, and then we will make all the fins and the eye and stuff. Now we will make the dorsal fin, which is the fin on the top or the back of the shark. So we'll start with a slip knot. And we'll chain 9. And then we'll double crochet into the 3rd chain from our hook. And then we'll double crochet into the next 2 chains. And then into the next chain, we'll half double crochet. And then over the next 2 stitches, we'll single crochet 2 together. Insert, pull through, and then insert into the next stitch or chain. Yarn, 3 loops. Pull through all 3. And then into the last chain, we're going to slip stitch, chain 1, and then into that same chain we'll slip stitch. And then now we're going to kind of turn it and work along the other side of this foundation chain. So into the next chain right after that knot, I like to work under like the X. We will slip stitch. And then into the next chain, we'll do 2 single crochets. 1, 2, both into the same chain. Into the next chain, we'll half double crochet. Into the next chain, we'll double crochet. Into the next chain, we'll do 2 treble crochets, so both into the same chain. One and two. And then into that last chain, we'll treble crochet. Treble crochet. And then chain 3 and slip stitch into that same chain. And then fasten off. Okay, now we're gonna make the pectoral fin. So that's the fin like kind of on the side, this bigger fin. Okay, so start with a slip knot. All right, and then we'll chain 11. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11. And then into the third chain from our hook, we'll half double crochet. And then we'll half double crochet into the next 5 stitches. And then we'll single crochet into the next 2 chains. And then into the last chain, we'll slip stitch, chain 1 and slip stitch, all into that chain. So slip stitch, chain 1 and slip stitch. And now we're going to work along the other side of that foundation chain into the first chain. So after that knot, or after where our tail is coming out, we will slip stitch. Into the next chain, we'll single crochet. Into the next 2 chains, we'll half double crochet. into the next 3 stitches, we'll double crochet. And then into the last chain, we'll double crochet, chain 2, and slip stitch. So double crochet, chain 2, and slip stitch all into that same chain. And then we can fasten off here. Okay, now we'll make the small fins. So 2 of them are going to be gray and 1 of them is going to be white. So we'll start with the one on the top, which is this one here. So start with a slip knot. We'll chain 4. And we'll slip stitch into the second chain from our hook. And then we'll half double crochet into the last 2 chains. And then we can fasten off here. And now to just be able to tell for later, the one on the top is going to be a tiny bit bigger than the middle one. So this is the one we're going to make next, right here. That middle small fin. So that one's going to be just a tad smaller than the top one, just to help you be able to separate them later if they get mixed up. So anyway. All right. Now we will do the middle small fin. So start with a slip knot. And we'll chain 3. And slip stitch into the second chain from our hook. And then half double crochet into that last chain. And then fasten off. All right, and then the third small fin, so the one on the bottom, is going to be white. So switch to your white yarn and start with a slip knot. And we'll chain 4. Slip stitch into the second chain from our hook. And then we'll half double crochet into the next 2. So really exactly how we made the top small fin. And then fasten off. All right, and now we're going to make the tail fin. So this one here. Start with a slip knot. And chain 15. Then slip stitch into the second chain from our hook. And then into the next chain, we will slip stitch again. And then we'll single crochet into the next 5 stitches. And then into the next 2 stitches, we're going to do 2 single crochets. So 2 single crochets into each one. So into the next stitch, we'll do 2 single crochets. And then into the next stitch, we'll do 2 single crochets. And then we'll single crochet into the next 3 stitches or chains. And then into the next chain, we will slip stitch. And then into the last chain, we'll slip stitch, chain 1, and slip stitch. All into that last chain. I'm getting caught here. So slip stitch, chain 1, and slip stitch. And now we're going to work on the other side of that foundation chain. Into the first chain, we'll slip stitch. Into the next chain, we'll single crochet. Into the next 2 stitches, we'll half double crochet. And then over the next 2 chains, we'll half double crochet 2 together. So yarn over, insert, grab your yarn, pull it through, 3 loops on your hook, and then yarn over again, insert into the next stitch or chain, grab your yarn, pull it through, 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all loops. And then half double crochet into the next 4 chains. And then into the last 2 chains, we'll slip stitch. So 1 and 2. And then fasten off. And that was our last fin that we had to make. All right, we only need a tiny bit of the black for the eye. So start with a slip knot. Chain 3. And then half double crochet into the 3rd chain from our hook, which is the first chain that we made. Half double crochet. And then just fasten off. And the little white part that goes over the eye, we'll do that at the once we connect these fins. So we have all of our pieces. Now everyone's least favorite part is to just gotta weave in all of our ends as best as we can. So weave in your ends, and then I'll meet you back. Okay, once we have all of our pieces and all of our tails weaved in, we're going to connect them. So we're not going to connect the bodies yet. We're going to put our fins and such on one of our bodies, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. I'm going to glue mine. So the first one I did, I sewed them, but I gotta say, they're kind of like a little wonky, I feel like. They didn't quite go where I wanted them to. So you can sew them on if you want, but I'm gonna glue mine. If you have like a paper plate that's like waxy, or has like, cause this kind of has like wax on it. At least I think it does. Yeah, it does. That's gonna be helpful with the glue gun. I don't want to get it on. I don't want to get the hot glue stuck on anything below. So just move my stuff over here. Okay. And then we'll get our glue. Okay, so starting with our dorsal fin, this one's gonna kind of go behind. And it's kind of centered, straight behind there. So I'm gonna use some. Oh, here we go. And then just gonna glue it. Just be careful not to burn yourself. That's kind of why I'm dabbing it, because I don't want to, if I press, the glue will kind of come through. Also, like this, it has, obviously it's meshy, a little bit more meshy than I like. That's why, like this one, I used a 2mm hook. So again, however you want to do it, but the smaller the hook, I think the better, but you could do either or. All right, and now we're gonna add the pectoral fin, and that one's gonna kind of go where this curve is. That's where that's gonna go. So I'm gonna put glue right here, and was this right? Yeah. Ow, see, I got myself there. Okay, now we'll do our top small fin. So that's a little bit bigger than the other small gray one. Okay, so there's a little bit like of a curve here, and that's where it's gonna go, and that one we're gonna glue onto the back. Near the top, obviously. Okay, and now we'll do our smaller small fin, or smaller gray small fin. And that's gonna go kind of like right here on the top. And then our small white fin is going to go like down a little bit lined up with the top small gray one, but a little bit more to the left. So kind of like, here's an example. Ow, God, I keep getting myself the hot glue gun. Careful not to burn yourself. And then our tail fin on the end here. And then our eye is going to go right there, kind of where it starts to curve along this edge here. Oh, geez. It's a little bit too much glue, but that's all right. No. Okay. Okay, now that we have all those glued, we're going to put that little white spot across the eye. And I'll show you how we're going to do that. All right, so just get a yarning needle or a tapestry needle and just insert from the back to front and then front to back on the other side, just like so. Sorry, I think the glue is kind of making it a little bit harder to get through, but should still be able to. Okay, and then I'm just going to tie this. I'm going to do, I don't know, three ties. And snip off the excess. It's going to be on the inside anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay. So we got our front ready there. It's so cute. All right, now get the back of the body and we're gonna glue our magnets. So it doesn't really matter where too much. Spread them out if you want. I guess you could put them right next to each other, just somewhere on the body here. And this will be the inside, so make sure it matches the right direction. So you can sew the top and bottom if you want. I'm gonna glue it because it's gonna be faster that way, but you can whip stitch if you want. But I'm gonna glue mine, so we're gonna start by just securing the bottom part. So I'm gonna just go along the edge here. Because we still got to put our stuffing in, so we don't want to close it up completely yet. So line it up. And then we're gonna do some of the top here and then part of the top, so along the edge. We will need to leave an opening to put our stuffing in. Okay, and then, so we're not gonna go all the way. We gotta leave, I don't know, leave maybe like a 2-inch opening. So we're just gonna go on this. Start leaving an opening. Don't burn yourself. We left a little bit of an opening, and that's where we're gonna put our stuffing. So grab your stuffing. You know what? I didn't think I'd use all this stuffing, but looks like I just might. And just try to spread it out, like down by the tail and such. Okay. Oh, that's so cute. Oh. And you can kind of see the stuffing through it because we used a 4mm hook, but again, smaller hook size, you won't have to really worry about that. But it's okay. I mean, it's still staying in there, so. And it's still cute. And then we're gonna close it up. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. Please like and subscribe if you did, so you can see what else I end up making, and it helps me out in the long run. See you in the next one.